Well, this looks a very nice arcade. Lots of watches, jewellery, that kind of thing. And very Victorian, it's sort of feel. Not overly busy, must be said. Reminds me a little bit of the gold souk in Qatar, in Doha. So here is the Glasgow Modern Art Gallery. Outside we have interesting statue with some cones on, which I think, are they part of the statue? I think they might be. Not sure whether they've just been added. I think a lot of this kind of stuff is free. So, oh god, it's got like, is that Waterloo? Not sure, maybe the answers on a postcard. If you're familiar with this, it'd be nice to have a little bit of information. I'm guessing that is the Duke of Wellington, but I'm not sure. Shall we have a quick look in here? All right, come on, let's go in. Yeah, it's very good. What's a really interesting film, beautifully done, about Commonwealth soldiers in the First World War, and now. All right, so I'm gonna get in the lift, maybe. Oh, on 5. We start to descend. Right. This has been good. I've enjoyed looking around here. Quite a lot of galleries, interesting building, some interesting exhibits. But now it's time to leave, and I'm going to continue my journey around this side of Glasgow, as it were. There's the shop, and I think am I stopping at the shop? Looks like it. So as I make my way to the cathedral, look, you can see there's lots of road renewal going on, and some scaffolding there in George's Square. So there's another big station in Glasgow, Queen Street Station. So let's just have a quick look in here. Also good architecture. Doesn't look quite as big as the central one, but nevertheless quite impressive. All right, I'm now heading towards the cathedral, past George's Square, which I think the magnificent building I've just been looking at before I came in here, I think is the City Hall. Looks like it anyway. But look at that. Lots of construction going on in front of it, but impressive building. And the statue, or whatever it is in front, that's having a bit of renovation done. So as I make my way up towards the cathedral, just passing the City of Glasgow College. It looks like a nice building. The Thomas Graham building, University of Strathclyde, Glasgow. So this is obviously the academic end of the city. The infirmary, the Royal Infirmary, which looks a grand old hospital, built to last. I don't know, maybe one's a Catholic cathedral and one's a Protestant one. I don't know. My ignorance is vast on this subject, but let's have a look anyway at the church buildings. Oh yes, and the famous cemetery. Is it Necropolis or something like that? Overlooking the city. Apparently you get good views of the city from there, so maybe I'll walk through the graveyard, have a little look at that. Oh, there's St Mungo Museum of Religious Life and Art. So here we are, the impressive building. Glasgow Cathedral, founded in 1119, so an ancient site. Whether the current building is that old, I doubt, but we'll see. Let's quickly run across the road here. David Livingstone, I presume. Look at that, magnificent. Let's take a few pictures. So here we have another Friends of Glasgow Royal Infirmary Museum. Right, so there you have, there's another museum. Whether all of them are free, I don't know. This stone was laid by Her Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, Duke of the Rothesay, in 1988. That's a very nice building. Right. Okay. We've seen David Livingstone. Let's have a look at this. Hi. Magnificent cathedral. It's just the lower church closes at 3:30. You can see St Mungo down there. I don't know if I want to see. Do I want to see St Mungo? Magnifique. Come on, let's nip down and see St Mungo. All sorts of interesting things down here, but I still haven't found St Mungo. This looks like the older part of the church. Well, very interesting. I didn't locate St Mungo's tomb, so I'll have to do a bit of research, find out who Mungo was. Very nice, very impressive cathedral. Right, time to go. Now, I don't know if that's the Roman Catholic one, as I mentioned earlier, but that also looks church-like. I've just been in the, I don't know what we're about word, Protestant or regular cathedral, which is having some work done on it. And now I'm about to enter the famous Glasgow Necropolis, massive graveyard overlooking the city. Apparently you get great views from here. There's a lot of information on this board. I do like an information board. It says the Necropolis has been described as a unique representation of Victorian Glasgow, built when Glasgow was the second city of the empire. It reflects the feeling of confidence and wealth and security of the time. So there you are. I've got the John Knox monument, the Bridge of Sighs, and a bit of history there. So right, let's go in. I would say it's the dead centre of town, but that's a very old joke. Right, so crossing over this road bridge. Don't know if this is the Bridge of Sighs, but look at that, very, very impressive. Lots of very substantial looking graveyards, gravestones and monuments. So the adjoining bridge was erected by the Merchants' House of Glasgow. Good to know. Right, let's ascend. Well, that was a steep pull. I made it up to the John Knox monument here at the top of this hill overlooking the city of Glasgow. Magnificent views all around, panoramic views. There's the cathedral where I was earlier. Lots and lots of very impressive graves. And the most impressive of all is this one right at the top, to the great John Knox. There's lots of information about him that you can read there. All right, so here we are. Let's have a look over to this side. Now I wonder if that's Hampden Park, Ibrox, or no, it's Celtic Park. Tell by the sign on it. So let's have a look at Celtic Park in the distance. Is that what it's called? Celtic Park. I know Rangers is called Ibrox. You've got Hampden Park here as well. And whatever the one Celtic playing is called, I think it's Celtic Park. Well, it really is magnificent up here. Fantastic views overlooking the city. I've come back down from my view over the cathedral. Right, I'm going to head now to the Riverside Museum, which is apparently an hour and 10 minutes walk according to Google Maps, or 30 minutes walk and public transport, which I'm going to go for. So I will see you on the way. Avail myself of a day ticket on the trains, which gets me unlimited use of the white area and the subway apparently. So we're just 2 miles away from the city centre, 61 miles from Edinburgh, 19 miles from Lomond, 214 miles from Inverness. Good to know. Very nice looking building. Just about to go in. Big free entry sign. Don't know if you have to pay for any special exhibits or anything, or there's boat trips every day. Maybe I'll have to go on one of those. We'll see. Oh, all right, we're going in. Oh, it's got lots of transport things. The world's oldest bicycle. Well, let's go and have a look at that. Whoa. Very busy. I think it is half term in Scotland as well as England. The world's oldest bicycle there, or is it? The bicycle has caused quite a commotion over the years. It was hailed as the world's first bicycle at Glasgow's 1888 International Exhibition. Not everyone was convinced. Okay, so anyway, it's an old one. Well, that was a very good museum, incredibly busy. Loads and loads of families in there. I don't know if the schools are broken up, but there were groups with clipboards and things going around, making notes. So anyway, I've just had a very quick look around, took a few pictures, and now I'm going to make my way across the River Clyde to the other side and walk along the riverbank, heading to the BBC studios, and there's other exhibits on the other side, so that should be quite interesting to see as well. And believe it or not, even in February in Glasgow, I am tempted on this lovely afternoon and now to get an ice cream from this ice cream truck here, Scottish Dairy Ice Cream. Battery, solar powered, zero emissions, so that's impressive. Right, let's get one. Yes. Unbelievably, I've got myself an ice cream with a bit of red sauce on, and now I'm going to cross to the other side of the river. Oh yes, that's quite nice. Okay, the £3. Don't know if that's good or bad, but it feels good to have an ice cream in February in Scotland. Okay, so there's the museum I've just been in, which is kind of located on the confluence of the Clyde and one of its big tributaries here, leading down from the north. And here we are. And there's a tall ship there that people can go and have a look around. And I'm just heading across this footbridge, foot and bicycle bridge, by the looks of it. I'm crossing the mighty River Clyde. And I thought I might go have a look at that complex over there, with that huge tower, which I believe you can go up. Right, I am going to head to the BBC kind of park with lots of kind of attractions, but first I'm going to call in at Ibrox Stadium, which apparently I can get to on the subway from here, which is part of the ticket that I bought for £7.70 unlimited train travel and subway travel within that white area that I showed you earlier. So I'll do that first, and I presume I could probably get a train from there to that complex that I was referring to earlier. So right, let's get to the subway station. I think this is called Govan, or at least some of it's called Govan, somewhere around here. Another nice church, beautiful stone. Right, yes it is, it's Govan, and I think that's the subway station. So let's go in there. Use the third oldest subway system in the world. Not sure what this is about. The will of the people is law. And is that suffragettes? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. We want justice. Okay, so here we are in the Ibrox area. Where the actual stadium is, I'm not 100% sure. I presume it's nearby. And then from here, I'm going to try and either get to that BBC sort of complex, or maybe head to Hampden Park or Celtic Park. It's a beautiful afternoon. It was forecast to be a bit rubbish today at times, but the weather has come up trumps. There it is, Ibrox Stadium, home of Rangers FC, one of the three big football stadiums here in Glasgow. Nice. So here we are in the subway station, and there really are small tunnels. You have to crouch down to kind of get in the carriage. I'll show you when I get on. The next arrival is less than a minute away. I'm going to Kinning Park. That's not the next station, the one after that, because apparently that's the closest one to the BBC type. I say the BBC, it's called Festival Park, and there's all sorts there. Here it comes. Look at that, beautifully lit. Now, when I think of Glasgow, think of the shipbuilding on the River Clyde. It's that kind of machine that I envision. And so I've arrived at this, what looks to be quite a modern complex of buildings. And we've got the Premier Inn, we've got Scottish television there. So maybe if I go in the background, I could appear on one of those live daytime TV shows as one of the people in the background, as it were, walking past the offices or the studios. And we've got this brick building. All right, so over 20,000 steps done, over 10 miles of walking. I'm just by the BBC Scotland building, looks very nice, and also by the Science Park with that huge tower behind it. I'm not quite sure what it is, if it's a science museum or some other type of attraction, or maybe just some offices, I don't know, but it's a very distinctive shape. So let's go and investigate. Well, that looks really great, but you can go to an IMAX show, you can go to that tower, there's all sorts of science exhibits, but there is an entrance fee, and I'm feeling quite tired, and I want to do a bit more exploring on the subway and on the trains, so I've decided against going in, but that's not to say it doesn't look good. It looks very good. So if you are in Glasgow and you're feeling a bit sciencey, it might well be worth a visit. There's quite a few bridges, including footbridges, crossing the river at this point. And let's have a look. We've got city centre, 1.6 miles. Okay, so what to do? Oh, this is impressive. I wonder what that is. That thing over there looks like a mini Sydney Opera House. Maybe go and visit that. Okay, so beginning to feel a little bit tired. My legs feeling it a bit. So I'm going to head to a station and then decide on somewhere to head within that white zone. Well, this has been very nice. I've just sat myself down for the last 20 minutes on this train heading towards Motherwell. Gives me I think it was about a 35-minute journey from where I got on. As part of the ticket, it's pretty much the most distant one you can go to on the map in the white area. I've got to get off at Motherwell, go and get a drink, a cup of tea, I think, maybe a piece of cake, and then come back into town. So that's my plan. Just looking at the outskirts of Glasgow here, past some countryside. The weather's getting distinctly more dull than it was earlier on, but good fun. It's nice the way the light's catching the hills in the distance. Well, here we are in Motherwell. Some impressive looking buildings, but I'm pretty much walked out, I think. I've done over half a marathon, so over 12 miles walking today. So I think I'll stick around, particularly as there's a Greggs here, get myself a cup of tea and then head back into Glasgow. So I'm back near Glasgow Central Station and the rain, as promised, has arrived. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I think I'm just going to try and get a cup of tea before my train to Newcastle. Just have a little look around here. I was thinking of doing a bit of street photography, but it's the rain is cold, wet, not particularly pleasant. I'm feeling quite tired. All right, so the rain has stopped. There looks to be a fantastic sunset that is happening somewhere. There's the light just striking the buildings. Look, going down this street here with the reflections of the gleaming streets wetted by rain. Let's take a few pictures. Not a street to go down in the middle of the night. Okay, so I've made it to Glasgow Queen Street, where the Lumo train is just putting in. That'll be my transport to Newcastle. Its ultimate destination is London. It doesn't leave until, well, it doesn't leave for half an hour. So, got plenty of time. Be interested if we can go there early. I might get on and see if I can have a little sleep. I think it's about 2 hours 20 to Newcastle, so not too long. Quite looking forward to the ride.
The next train to depart from
There you are, look, arrives in London Queen Cross at 1 minute to midnight.
It's got rail service to Cumbernauld, calling at